Welcome to the CDO Technologies webinar. Thank you for joining us. Before jumping into today's topic, power of connecting using automatic identification technologies to connect the actual world with the virtual world, I want to set the context as to why today's presentation is important. All companies have a method or system of tracking assets. Some may be more sophisticated than others, from Excel spreadsheets with pencil and paper manual inventories to ERP or warehouse management software that may or may not utilize scanning technologies. Three common challenges exist with all these methods: quantity accuracy, location accuracy, and timeliness. In the next 15 minutes or so we have together, I will share thoughts on how connecting AIT tools with ERP tools will solve those three issues. So who is CDO Technologies? CDO is a systems integrator and minority business enterprise. We're headquartered here in Dayton, Ohio. We are a 25-year-old company with over 350 employees, and we're focused on systems integration of new technologies such as cloud solutions, cybersecurity, and AIT. And if I was to categorize the area CDO works in, it would be software development and integration, technology solutions and integration, process improvement and automation, and then automatic identification technologies and asset tracking and visibility solutions. Those two kind of go hand in hand. For 25 years, CDO has applied these technologies in unique and insightful ways to improve an organization's asset visibility, quality, increase production efficiency, and reduce waste. So what do? CDO helps companies solve their business problems. Technology integration. To give you more of a flavor of what we do, I want to briefly expand on the following four areas: software development and integration, gap resources. CDO provides resources to companies who do not have expertise in certain software development languages or who have short duration projects that makes more sense to outsource talent than to hire. Second, software development and integration. Technology solutions and integration. Design, build, and implement. CDO collaborates with clients who require a custom, innovative solution and a team that can supply the know-how and technologies to design, build, and implement a full solution. Process improvement and automation. Process mining and insights. CDO works with companies to analyze their processes to unlock capacity in order to maximize business performance. This can be a first step to understanding process gaps and recognizing asset tracking and visibility issues. Automatic identification technologies and asset tracking and visibility solutions. Record, track, and find. Often, companies struggle with a basic challenge: where's my stuff? CDO works with organizations to improve the capture and recording of accurate inventory, track items as they move, and quickly find them in order to work efficiently and positively impact revenues. Today, we are going to focus on our work with automatic identification technologies, AIT, and the power of connecting those technologies with an ERP system and with the AIT asset tracking and visibility to improve your operations. Let's go over the agenda for today. The intention of this webinar is to give you just an overview of the power of connecting the AIT asset tracking solutions with ERP solutions. So in our 15 minutes together, we'll cover the problem, AIT versus ERP, power of connecting, realizing ROI, or return on investment, and implementation considerations. Also, please use the chat feature if you have any questions, and we'll address them at the end of the presentation. And I'd be happy to talk with anyone to learn more about your unique application and environment and answer any of your questions. My contact information will be at the end of the slideshow. And before we dive into the main part of the presentation, I want to define two terms you'll hear me use throughout the webinar and that you've already heard me say. AIT is automatic identification technologies, And these include barcode labels, RFID tags, GPS tags, handheld barcode or RFID scanners, or even fixed barcode or fixed readers and antennas. And those can be either mounted on the walls, on conveyors, or on ceilings. And these technologies are used in asset tracking solutions that use software to then capture the data. ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. For today's conversation, when I refer to ERP, I'm including warehouse management software or inventory control software, or actually any homegrown asset tracking or inventory control software that you may have developed. And again, I'd certainly be happy to talk to anybody who wants to reach out, and that way I can learn more about your unique application and your unique environment. Okay, so who benefits from the power of connecting? And who has the problem? And then again, who benefits from connecting AIT with ERP? All companies in all industries have the problem. Manufacturing, warehousing, consumer products, government, healthcare, everybody. From a large law office who misplaces their case files to a lumber yard that can't find a 2-ton stack of wood on an 8-building campus. Everyone seems to have this issue. The issues are similar, the applications and environments are different, and the CDO solution is unique to your environment. We design and tailor the right solution to your application and to your environment. We connect your unique ERP or warehouse management system with the right automatic identification technology solution to improve your operations. So what's the problem? There are 3 components to the problem, and we're going to break those down. First, quantity accuracy. The typical issue is what assets and how many are in my warehouse or on my shelf. Humans make mistakes. Humans make errors. Johnny reads the item number as 123 when actually it's item number 132. Tim counts 15 items on the shelf when actually there are only 13 items. Sally takes an Excel spreadsheet and enters the quantity 12 when actually the quantity is 21. These are good people who are doing their best, but humans just make errors. And this happens every day. What if you could reduce or eliminate those daily errors? What would be the impact to your business? Employing an asset tracking solution that utilizes automatic identification technologies and removes those errors and connects with your ERP or warehouse system to provide accurate information would have a great positive impact on your business. The second problem is location accuracy. The issue is simply, where's my asset? What shelf is it on? Which aisle is it stored in? Again, humans make errors. Johnny reads the wrong shelf number and records it. Tim places the item on shelf A when actually it's supposed to go on shelf X. Again, what if you could reduce or eliminate those daily errors? And here where we can employ an asset tracking solution that utilizes, again, automatic identification technologies, those errors can be removed. And if those are connected with your ERP, then that system can provide the last known location and an accurate location for every asset in your system. It also will provide a timestamp and log for every asset that it has seen in your system. And finally, third problem is timeliness. How often do you count items or take inventory? Manual counts take time, labor, and are costly. Even counts with using barcode scanners can be costly. So for example, a client had a barcode scanning system to track their shelved items. It worked well to count and record items. However, it was not able to communicate to their ERP system. So a person had to manually input records from one system to another. By the time these records were inputted, they were 12 to 24 years old. With an asset tracking solution connected to your ERP, you get update automatically and in real time. So automatic identification technologies are the first key component to a good system. Using handheld barcode or RFID scanners provides the ease and accuracy required to provide correct data. If you want a more fully automated and accurate data capture solution, fixed bar or fixed RFID antennas or readers can be installed at critical locations in your process and throughout your organization. AIT versus ERP. Quite often, operations managers tell me they don't need an asset tracking solution because that's what their ERP does. So what's the difference? An asset tracking solution physically sees the asset. So the asset is scanned using barcode, RFID, GPS, and its location is electronically logged. Often with an ERP system, an asset may be manually recorded or even electronically scanned, but then placed into a location that is different from the assigned ERP location. So now you have an asset located on a rack 13 instead of rack 31. It's bad data. So using the barcode or RFID scanner, both the asset and its location are electronically captured and updated in the software log. So you have an accurate location for that asset. Therefore, the asset tracking solution has physically seen and recorded that asset at that location. Now you actually know where that asset is. ERP systems are good tools and have their purpose in providing lots of information. However, ERPs typically do not track assets well. ERP systems are dependent on infrequent manual asset counts, and assets location is input to the software without verifying its location and where it was assigned. How often does this happen where the ERP system shows 5 widgets in rack 13 when in fact that you have only 3 widgets in rack 31? Again, inaccurate, bad data. So the ERP system only gives you and virtually shows what the software thinks it has, when in reality, the actual assets and their locations are different. Power of connecting. The power of connecting and bridging the gap between the actual and virtual. The real power in both these solutions is connecting them. So the power of connecting the asset tracking solution and the ERP system is bridging that gap between the actual world and the virtual world. Now here's the good news. We want to work with your ERP system. We can communicate with any ERP, inventory system, warehouse management system, even homegrown systems. We can link the actual world with that virtual world to give you better visibility to your assets and accurate visibility to your assets. Quantity accuracy, location accuracy, delivered automatically and in real time becomes your reality once you connect these two systems. And what will happen is our team will work with your ERP or operations team to identify what data needs to be communicated and how best to do it. We'll create an API that allows the AIT asset tracking and the ERP system software to communicate with one another. Another example, we're talking currently with a manufacturing company in North Carolina that has 4 locations. Due to acquisitions, they have 2 different ERP systems. So in reality, they have actually 2 problems. The first problem is that they have 2 different ERP systems that do not provide reliable and consistent production reports. The second issue they have is they have inaccurate data that is 24 hours old when inputted to those ERP systems. So what we're doing is we're talking with them to transition to one ERP system and then connecting that ERP to an AIT asset tracking solution so they can leverage the power of that connection. Having one ERP system and an asset tracking solution capturing accurate data will be a big step forward in providing reliable and consistent production reports across their organization. Realizing your return on investment. So there's common improvement areas and common results of AIT. What if I could have accurate inventory counts? Then I could reduce production duplication and waste and/or reduce purchasing of extra materials. What if I had a better visibility to where my items were actually located? Then I would reduce the time searching for misplaced items, reduce purchasing of extra materials, not miss or delay shipments, and most importantly, improve customer satisfaction. What if I could update my inventory in real time? Then I would plan production more efficiently, reduce interruptions to that production schedule, provide consistent and reliable reports to leadership and management. Solving any of these issues will result in cost savings or increased revenues and give you a very positive ROI. And I'm sure you can think of many more positive changes to your operations and the financial impact it would have on your business. Implementation considerations. So we've discussed the benefits of connecting AIT and ERP, and you may have ideas starting to form in your head regarding where you think you can apply it. So how do we go from an idea to implementing a solution? Our vast experience in AIT implementation with clients from many industries will allow us to help you through the process. One key is identifying your primary issue. Simply, what keeps you up at night? You may have multiple issues that are negatively impacting your operations. We'll focus on one critical issue and tackle that. Also, we like to work in phases. So phase 1 will solve X, phase 2 will solve Y, and so on. A second key is that we're going to work with you to get to know your current process so that we can design a solution that works and meets your return on investment needs. For example, maybe a handheld scanner is more appropriate for the goals of the project, or maybe fixed readers could be more valuable in your environment, in your application. Or what is the most critical data that we need to share with your ERP system? There are many, many considerations. Each can be unique to your business, and we'll take the time to walk through it together so we design a solution that works for you. Next steps. Here's my contact information on this slide. Todd Muckerhide, 937-476-2224 is my phone number, and todd.muckerhide@cdotech.com. As stated in step 1, let's schedule a call. That's the first step. I'd be excited to hear from you and happy to have a call to discuss your issues and your operations in more detail. And then steps 2 through 5 will involve more conversations and other team members as we work together in designing the right solution for your business. And before we go, we'll have a few questions. One that came in is it says, you mentioned communicating to ERP systems. Can you connect to JD Edwards? Yes, we can connect to JD Edwards and any other ERP system or warehouse management system. We can even communicate to homegrown ERP systems, as I mentioned before. And what we'll do is we'll have our software developers talk to your team to identify the data that needs to be shared, and then we'll develop an API or some software code if needed to allow those softwares to communicate. A second question is, we have multiple issues regarding tracking stuff. How do you know where to start? So all our clients that we work with have this similar problem. There are probably at least 10 different issues they want to tackle because there's 10 different issues that are causing problems in their operations that can be significant. The problem that we want to tackle is one that's keeping you up at night. What is the problem that is impacting the most people? Ultimately, what is the problem that's costing you the most money? That's the one I call the primary issue. We want to work on that primary issue because that will give us the best chance for a significant ROI when we solve that issue. And I'm sure you know this. If an issue is only costing you $10,000 a year, your leadership team doesn't get too excited. But if you have an issue that's costing you $100,000 a year, then you'll get your attention from your leadership team. So you really need to look at the cost of your issues, and then let's work on solving that primary cost or that primary issue. So thank you for joining us today. We have recorded this presentation and we'll be sending it out. And again, I'd be happy to talk with you one-on-one about your unique application and your unique environments. And otherwise, have a great day.